Jared, you have a wonderful new single out, Sunrise, and a great sound to the music that you make. What is the genre that you tend to think you fall under?
Well, first of all, Jamie, thank you so much. I really appreciate the kind words. This is like the first time I've ever recorded my own music and put it out under my own name. I've always been in bands and worked with, when you're in bands, you're with a number of guys or girls, or you've got a whole team to kind of fall behind. And I've always written with singers, and it's always so nice hearing people who sound amazing sing your songs. So like that's kind of been like my approach my whole like musical career. Like I lost my eyesight when I was 11, and I was an ice hockey player my whole life, and so I would say like genre wise, I didn't really I'm just gonna ramble, I guess, with this question, but I hope that's okay. I didn't really
Sure.
love music when I was a kid. Like I used music as like a way to wake up before a hockey game. Like I would listen to like Ja Rule and hip hop and whatever was on like the Now CDs, like Now 8 and all those and above. When I would wake up at like 6 a.m. for an ice hockey game. And that was my life, was ice hockey. And then I lost my sight when I was 11 years old, and I had to find something to take up all those hours of ice time. And so my dad actually like brought me to a guitar shop and found me a guitar. But even at that point, I'd never heard of like rock bands or ever even seen like anybody play an acoustic guitar or an electric guitar, because it just wasn't like on my radar at that time as a kid. And so then my dad, like after buying a guitar, like showed me like some rock CDs. Like he had he had like a little workout room, and he showed me like Pearl Jam and all these cool rock records, like Heart and old classic rock CDs. And honestly, like I was just like at that point, like I was going through so much change as a young boy, like losing my eyesight, that like I was just kind of open to
Sure.
anything. And so I really I grabbed an acoustic guitar, took a few lessons, and I absolutely hated it. Like I'll be completely honest. Like it was definitely not for me. Like at that point. And so then my dad brought me back to a guitar shop, and I like held an electric guitar for the first time, and the sound of like the amp was the distortion at that point. Like the guitar, the employee at the shop, he put it on like a distorted setting on
Hmm.
the amp, and I was just like immediately like in love with like the chaotic sound that was coming out of the amp. And I didn't know how to do anything like of music, of anything that sounded good on the guitar, but like just like the sound, it just sounded fun. And I was just like immediately hooked on anything that was like heavy music at that point, like or like just rock and guitar at that point. And I just wanted to
Hmm.
like learn on an electric guitar. So I got like lessons and just started falling in love with really the best bands like that I could, like at that point, like Incubus, the Chili Peppers. I mean anything that was, my dad and I, like I said, I played so much ice hockey that my dad and I just turned all of that time into music time. Like
Hmm.
whether I was playing like taking guitar lessons, and they were teaching me like Black Sabbath and Aerosmith songs. Like we were just going to concerts all the time, like Shinedown shows and Three Doors Down, like all these like alternative rock like concerts, like weekly. Like it was just like my hockey time turned into like my music school time, like as a kid. And then I started putting bands together, and I don't know, like this kind of formed my sound, because like it was like whether I was in metal bands or alternative rock bands, like that sounded like emo pop punk bands, like you're just you kind of, whoever you're surrounding yourself with, like the musicians you spend your time with. I always surrounded myself with better players than myself. Like it was always
Sure.
important to me to have great drummers and great bass players, and like I was saying in the beginning of this question, like amazing singers to sing my songs. um I always just wanted to, I guess I'm an aggressive guitar player because of the ice hockey background. So that is where like my metal like heaviness comes from, of the sound. But I always love pop music. Like I truly always gravitate towards like a catchy song. And so yeah, I mean, I love everything from just metal to like Slipknot to Halsey, I guess. Like I don't know, it's pretty
It's
all
such
over the
a
place.
vast, yeah. Well, your new
Yeah.
song Sunrise is out now. It's beautiful, it's honest, and it's emotional. Where did this inspiration for this come from?
I don't know. I mean, I wrote the song like honestly, like I wrote the music for it like 5 years ago. I just
Oh,
wrote it one day as like a track, like with no goal in mind of what to do with it. I run a studio, like I do like a lot of production for myself and for anybody who wants to come and record with us as well. I have an amazing engineer who's been my best friend since we were like 15, and we work really well together. And in the song, like I do a lot of songs that'll just come out in like one day, like just like we get back from the gym in the morning and it's just like we go up to the studio. And that one started out on the keyboard and just played the piano, and at that point it was like a hip hop track, like just like all electronic drums and whatnot to the piano part. And then like so much of the music that I've written, like I just don't know what to do with it, so it just ends up sitting in a hard drive for 5+ years sometimes, sometimes forever. That was like one of them. And this year we're just going through a lot of hard drives of things we've never done things with. And there's a lot of them that I've never like used with a band or used with another singer. And I'm just at a point like right now, like where I just want to try something new, or I was at a point where I wanted to try something new. So I just took a whack at like I like there was a batch of like 15 or so songs, and they all kind of fit a sound that was just something that felt like myself, like something that was like the best of everything that I think that I've done for the last 20 years. And so I that was one that I just started writing the vocals to first. And like I said, there's like a batch of like probably 15 or so songs, and they're all over the place. Like some are heavy and some are emotional and some are piano based, and they're all a work in progress. And that was the first one that was ready to be released.
what kind of fan reaction have you been receiving to this track?
I mean, people have been very like uh I guess I'm pleasantly surprised with like the reaction to my voice, because I've every
Really?
other time that I've ever well I've, every other time that I've ever recorded my voice, I've just honestly hated it and just been completely like uncomfortable with the sound of it. And like on songs that I've even written before and really taken an honest attempt of recording my vocals for, because I've always been the background singer in any band that I've ever been in. And even like because I've been in bands like that have toured, and I've like thrown my voice out on stage like the first like 2 nights of tour before, and like I'm just like that guy who just yells on stage usually. So I've never really like taken an honest approach of like writing a song that I wasn't intending on giving away to like some other singer to
Okay, yeah,
sing.
I understand.
So this was the first time I've ever been like, okay, let's try this for real to like really see how I can sound. And like honestly, I knew within like the first like after I recorded the first like track of Sunrise, I knew I was like, because I was sitting there listening back and I wasn't having that feeling that I've had every other time that I recorded it, that I was like, okay, this isn't bad. And
Good.
I don't know, like not saying it's like good or anything, like the fact that I didn't think it was bad made it okay enough for me to release, which was just a like a really good feeling for me.
What is a typical songwriting
Music,
process like for you?
it's all well, honestly, like being back into the feeling of writing, like the lyrical aspect is like it's like anything. If you do more of it, you actually you get better at it. It's like, and I there's been so many times in my life where I've been somebody who writes songs like every day, like I have to write a song. And like that's been like when like I've been in bands, we're working on an album and we're trying to see how many songs we can bring to the table. And those are like such fun and creative times. And then there's like other times where there isn't that need to write songs, that like I just stop writing. And they're like honestly, because I mean music is such like an outlet for me, and I feel like it is for so many people. And creatively, like I can just put whatever I'm going through in that day, like whether it's loss of a family member, anything, like it could be whatever. And if I grab a guitar and put into a song, like in that, even if it's like, even if it's just 4 bars, like even if it's like literally just a
Sure.
chorus, um, that's like enough to feel like a sense of therapy from it. And so like, I don't know. The times that I don't write, I feel worse, and the times that I do write, I feel better. Like I know that about myself. So like it's just been,
Cathartic.
yeah, it for sure is, and it's just been really good to write again. So I don't know. It's like it's a work in progress. I'm my definitely my hardest critic, and I know that I'm sure all artists are, but like
Yeah.
it's just been a weird process for me, like to be able to like let go of like and release something that's such a new feeling. Because like I said, I've been like always with other people, and they like, I guess it's like a sense of like a blanket where you're just like, okay, are we all ready to release this? And like, because you can have like 3 other people be like, yes. Where it's like, if it's only on me, I'm like, it's not ready. It's not ready.
Sure. Well,
Yeah.
is this then a prelude to a full album or an EP?
I think it's just all going to be singles because I just have that, well, I do have that luxury because I have the studio. So it's like I can work on a song and then be done with it and work on it like where I don't have to just like get time to go to a studio, which is really, really nice. So I
Hmm.
think it's just all going to be, a single. And then my goal would be to release one every like 3 weeks, I would say.
Okay. So
Yeah.
then are you able to tease what's next as far as a single?
So I have a song right now that I'm releasing and it's actually currently out. It's called She Is So Fine. And it's actually a song that I wrote about a few months ago. It's about my favorite. It's a romantic love song about my favorite movie called I don't know if you ever heard of Joe Dirt, but
Of course.
it's one of my favorite. It's one of my favorite movies of all time. Definitely my favorite comedy. But I've always said it's my favorite movie, and it was the last movie that I actually saw in theaters, like before I lost my sight. And so I've always like, I don't know, it's just a, first of all, it's a cult classic. Like everybody who might like all my friends, we used to just quote this movie like left and right. My dad and I used to quote this movie like crazy. Um, and I'd always just made the joke because it was like the last movie I ever saw. Like Brandy was the most beautiful woman ever,
Uh,
and she really was very beautiful. But it is just like it's just an ongoing joke. So I just wrote this song that just has a lot of like lyrical references from lines from the movie, and it just had and I think that that movie is just like a great story of like a boy's like, he gets lost at the Grand Canyon, or his family actually leaves him at the Grand Canyon, and it's just a movie of perseverance and just a great like person who's living in the moment and like making great stories and great friends along the way and living a really full life. And he says life's a garden, dig it. And I've always just loved the movie, and it was a fun one to write, just to be able to like kind of check out and put myself into like, it's not like it wasn't my emotions, I was just like living. Well, I mean, it was in the sense of like a love song. I'm married, so I definitely love my wife, and it was kind of like a song to her as well. But at the same time, like it was cool to like check out and just like get creative and playful with like a movie's lines and just like have fun with it.
well, I'm curious, do you have any live performances coming up here soon?
I'm okay. So like I was saying, like I've been playing guitar my whole life. Like, well, not my
Hmm.
whole life, but at this point, it feels like it. So
Sure.
anytime I get an opportunity to get on stage and play guitar is just like a dream come true. Because I toured forever with bands, and now I'm just kind of like living in Orlando, and I have a 15-month-old, and I'm
Yeah, you have a
super
baby.
happy. But like I'm not like on stage every night. Like that's not. But it is still like my happy place for sure. And I haven't put any thoughts into like doing a solo performance like with these
Okay.
songs. Well, I mean, I've actually put a lot of thought into it, but I haven't put a show together yet. I am playing at a friend's backyard party, a pool party coming up in a month, like with a really awesome reggae band playing live or lead guitar with them, and that's going to be a lot of fun. I had to learn like 3 hours of material in the last month for that, and they're
Hmm.
like, I mean, they're like going for I think best reggae band in Central Florida for like the second year in a row right now. They're called Oklahoma Stackhouse. They're pretty
Okay.
awesome. I had my first rehearsal with them on Monday. I go, these guys are some really serious musicians.
I mean, yeah, you're a pretty serious musician yourself, Jared.
Yeah, but it's so funny learning other people's material. Like just you got them all in a room. You're like everything just starts to blend together at one point when it's just not what you wrote. I'm not I'm not a great I've never been in a cover band. I've always been the person writing songs. Like I've learned a lot of songs, but I'm not like a lot. I have a lot of friends who are like jukeboxes when it comes to they can like bust out 15 songs like any time, and I've just never been that person. But it's
Hmm.
definitely a fun challenge.
What would you like to say then to everyone who are fans and supporters of the beautiful music you continue to make?
I just I love making music that hopefully can make you feel something or make you feel whether it's happy if you're having a good day because I feel like I write happy songs in there too, and if you're having a sad day, I think I definitely will have some songs for you there as well because um, I've been through a lot of life, like I know we all have, and
Yeah.
I'm definitely not afraid to express it, and I think it's an important thing, and I think it's an important thing to like feel emotions and also like realize that we always have a tomorrow and it's just life happens to all of us.